If you want to learn 3 tips to look gorgeous, fabulous, natural in your photos, even if you're not a model, this is a video for you. Hello Shadowbox! Before we start, I want to invite you to subscribe and to like this video if you want more tips in how to pose and take great photos. So now let's start. If you're not a model and you're not used to having a camera in front of you, it can be very awkward. And I certify it because I used to be like that. I used to panic when I was in front of the camera. But these 3 tricks are gonna help you feel more comfortable, enjoy more your photo shoot, and because you're gonna enjoy more, you're gonna look great. So let's start with tip number 1. Never stop moving. This is gonna make you feel a little bit more confident, and you're not gonna portray in your photo that you feel awkward and this is like a painful process and I don't want to be here and I'm so nervous. I know this is valid, but probably you don't want that in your final photo. So to avoid this, never stop moving. And when I'm saying never stop moving, you don't need to be like a dancer, to be like going here and there and doing the pose and the other pose, and like it sounds like kind of stressing, especially if you're not used to being in front of the camera. So just do simple movements, but just don't stop doing them. So for example, if you're here, just don't stay here, just maybe do like this, so the photographer can catch the movement and it can look a little bit more natural, more chill. You don't look so stressed, because we tend to look and feel very tense, and in real life you don't look like that all the time, and the idea is to portray how you really are. You can look at the camera, then you can look up to the side, you can look up a little bit, you can look down. These minimal movements can make a huge difference in your final portrait or photo shoot in general. Number 2, have a theme. It makes it so much better to be in front of the camera, and instead of being like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I need to look good, great, fabulous. I don't feel fabulous. How do fabulous people look, pose? This is very hard. Instead of having so much tension, it will be so much better if you have a theme where you can have an action that is gonna make things so much easier. So maybe if you're working and you're a carpenter, you can try to take the photos instead of like a cold studio. Maybe you try to take it in your workshop, and maybe you can be working and doing something that you always do and you feel more comfortable doing instead of just looking straight at the camera. Another theme could be that if you have to do it in the photographer's studio, maybe you can try to make a novella in a soap opera in your head and be like, oh, I remember when I was doing this, and then try to give a smile. Or maybe if you want something more serious, it's a photo shoot with your friend. It will be great if you girls, you have a theme in common, like girls night, eating popcorns, playing with your pillows, or maybe the theme is going out and having an ice cream, and all this stuff can be really fun. But it's so much easier to pose with an ice cream that you know what you're doing and playing, than instead of just being in front of the camera trying to look cute. So try to have a theme that you can actually do it, or a theme in your head. Another trick to look great in your photos, and you don't need to be a model to do this, it's to smile with your eyes, or whatever you want to call it. Squinch. So technically it's to smile with your eyes, and I always repeat this again and again and again because I think it makes a huge difference in your photos. So you go from this to this. But just squinching a little bit makes the portrait a little bit more just cool. Looks intense, passion, and the whole thing is to connect with the camera. So before I leave, I would love to invite you to my online store where I sell phone cases that are very fun, and it's great for people that love photography. So you can't miss it. You're gonna have a lot of fun in the store, so I'm gonna leave the link below. Of course, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to leave all your questions, or if you want me to do another video about this or any other video, but just let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. See you next time. Remember, you're beautiful and unique. Love you and happy snapping.